positivity I man dealing with. In this journey of life, how you really living.
I'm going to the jungle. Who's coming with me?
To celebrate 10 years of producing music and the success of his latest album, Release the Fear, Natty and his friend Nee invited a group of people to travel to the Amazon rainforest in Venezuela. We stayed with indigenous communities, visited sacred sites, experienced powerful Yopo healing ceremonies with the respected shaman Rufino, climbed up mountains, traveled down rivers, saw incredible landscapes and wildlife, and were pushed to our limits. It was a life-changing and life-affirming trip. This is the story of our time in the jungle. Release the Fear, a sacred journey.
I make music to heal myself, others, because healing is important in these times. You know, we picked a nice balance of people, but essentially, we picked a group of people who I know are all gonna get a real, serious healing.
Our journey began with a 32-hour mission from London to Colombia to Venezuela. 2 plane rides, a truck, 2 boats across the border from Colombia to Venezuela, back on another truck, and finally to the community of Shaman Rufino, deep in the Amazon rainforest.
We're staying here in the Amazon with the Piaro people. They got a certain mindfulness about them, and that comes with their culture and living in harmony with the jungle.
It's like a whole party going on out here. Everything is talking to everything. You know, how does this not all talk to each other?
We walked for 6 hours through the jungle. I think we had 2 stops, just filling up the water bottles by the river. And just beauty, man. The variety of the landscape. When you think of a rainforest, you think of just pure trees, but there's a lot more than that here. Everyone survived, set up camp here with the hammocks, with some more food. Miguel's the master jungle chef. Then we set off in the morning to try and get up to the top of the mountain. It was a shorter trek, but it was a lot harder because it was up and proper up. You know what I mean? It was steep and no pre-made things to hold on to.
I had a thorn in my arm that was about the only thing that was holding me there. And, you know, someone telling me, climb, go this way, go that way. There was a massive drop. It was like really dusty and I thought, oh my gosh. But at the same time, I did it.
But it's the sweetest thing when I come around you. And I see your face, even when I'm away. While they all fall down, while they all fall down, you stand up.
Miguel explained the significance to the people here, the real meaning and how important certain things are to certain people. I'm all about global unity. I know we should be working together, but those things should never come at the expense of these people's way of life.
Stuck to it.
So you only eat the head? Miguel, do you eat?
Yeah.
Give thanks. I learned a lot of lessons from just these first few days. We have bees swarming all around us, making colonies on people's clothes. And at first I was cussing and getting angry, and a couple of the people just said, yeah, stop, man, just relax. Like, they're not hurting us, are they? By the second day, it's just, there's bees around, innit? You know what I mean? And that was it. A lot of lessons to be learned, man, and one of them, seeing how comfortable I feel here now after just a few days, it's like, yeah, man, I've got to take this medicine, man, do this ceremony. I was kind of in 2 minds before about whether I wanted to do it or not. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity I might never come back in. So it needs to be done, and Rufino is of a lineage the most revered shamans. So I just want to take the opportunity, man.
Taken ayahuasca and other such things, but for me, taking Yopo had the most profound impact in my life of any of them things. So it was only right to share it with the people as their lives change. For me, this was the most important part of our journey.
This is the afternoon after the ceremony. And it's very, very hard to articulate exactly what I experienced. You can tell when you're in the presence of anyone who's mastered their chosen path. Shaman Rufino is definitely that. You can tell by the way he's revered by his people and from the experiences that we as a group had. And it was a beautiful experience. The ceremony began, we had the kapi, which is the root of one tree which is used to unlock the power of the Yopo. When the two are combined, along with the chanting of the shaman and his people, they transcended into another zone. Went into this very sort of kaleidoscope vision and went into what looked like, I imagined, a wormhole to look like. And sort of through this tunnel of all these different lights and colors, that tunnel came to an end. And I thought that was the end of the experience. And I was like, I haven't felt this yet. I don't quite understand why people would call that such a momentous experience. And then I was given the experience. Just hit this flurry of realizations about the oneness of the world, of my oneness with Jah, the universe, the omniverse, multiple planes of existence. I was just given this overwhelming feeling of gratefulness.
It was a very turbulent journey through the mind and also through the medicine working its way through the body. Like, almost feels like it's burning through the muscles. It's a really rough ride, but when you get through it, in retrospect, it feels like it was a very intense massage, you know, and it's kind of pushed me back into shape a little bit. And on top of that, it'll release me to a place of, you know, a kind of absolute clarity. I can parallel that to our experience trekking through that jungle. It's like a kind of a cosmic soup, and it's like a turbulent journey going through it, and then you reach that place and your imagination can go here, there and everywhere. When you think in one direction, it can show you where that path's going to lead.
The chanting was incredible. There was Rufino and 2 or 3 other brothers who helped him with the chanting. He would chant, and when he would stop, the other brothers would start. And at one point it sounded like there were 20 people chanting back. All these different harmonies reverberating around the room. It's incredibly powerful. I could see these beings, and the one which I observed the closest was like a raindrop, just at the point when it hits the water and the splashes come up. This living, existing being took that form and showed me itself as it moved in and out of different forms. And there were other ones in my periphery that were there as well, that I didn't tune into as closely. And then as Rufino and his brothers switched between the call and the response, you'd move into a different set of experiences. I could see 3 realms of existence, but I could feel that there were infinitely more. And I just had this overwhelming feeling of pure, undiluted joy. And I couldn't help but smile and move to the sound of the chanting. It was a rebirth. I'm seeing with new eyes. Life is one great, huge, unfathomable, beautiful, interconnected reality. We're blessed to be a part of that, and I felt fully aligned with that existence.
What I've been going in there for is just looking at myself for that grounding, for the strength and for the guidance and the protection and everything, to continue to do the right thing with the right intention, because there's so much confusion in the world. Man confused, and good intentions lead to negative acts all the time, unconsciously. So the main aim of this is to be mindful, especially in this environment where the community here are very mindful of the jungle and the nature and the way everything's working. To get that relationship with yourself and realize there's so much pollution around you all the time, from every interaction that you're having and every distraction and every engagement that you're getting into. You need to be able to know how to take yourself away and focus.
I had all kinds of trepidation and insecurity and fear about doing this. Am I going to go mad? Am I never going to be the same? And I ain't going to be the same, because I'm improved. Once you can release the fear, be willing to take the plunge and jump into and grasp life, you'll be able to be given the kinds of blessings that I've just received. So I think that's the greatest lesson that I've been given so far in my life.
Go to dreamland, there's no escape. You got to tell the bush I might stay away.
So we're going now to the port, and then from the port we're going to take a 6-hour boat ride, and that boat ride is going to take us deep into the jungle, and then from there we're going to take another 4-hour boat ride to go even deeper into the jungle, and then from there we're going to climb some mountains, see some sights which are going to take everyone's breath away, and then we're going to come back and make a base camp at a waterfall, and then go to a secret lake hidden to all of the people of this country except the shamans, and only in the last 25 years did they open it out to the public to come, and now we're going into there. Before that it was untouched land, only shamans went in there to train and to do their works, and so now we're going to this hidden lake.
Please be the lake of eternal youth.
It is the lake of eternal youth. Yeah, at least you'll remember it for the whole of your life. That much is true.
East to where the sun rise, we can just be.
river, spent the night. We passed into 3 different rivers through the different miles. They split and they divide. As the rivers change, the waters change, and we move from one where the water was blue to one where the water turned black. It looked like tar or treacle or something. And now the water is a beautiful shade of golden brown. And since the Yopo, I just had this profound, renewed sense of appreciation for my surroundings, for where I am. So this is where we're heading now.
We took an excursion up the Otana River. Otana is like the tree of life. The PRR people say that this tree went all the way up, way past the clouds. If you do your own research, you'll see that there are many stories about many of these trees all around the planet, where now they're just mountains with a flat edge on the top. Next to this tree is Wahari's hut. We climbed Wahari's hut. And Wahari was the guardian of the tree of life. And the folklore goes that all of the fruits lived in this tree. You could get every type of fruit possible. But there wasn't much for the animals. So they distracted Wahari and chopped down the tree. And that gave birth to the jungle. There's 2 stories. One is that Wahari created or engineered a man and a woman in the same spot. And then from this grew the PRR people. The second one is that this is where Wahari was turned from an anteater into a man, and where a lot of other animals were shaped into humans. And again, this was the start of the PRR people. Where we took a journey to was like the holy land for the PRR. I told them we'd do some walking, but yeah, it was some serious hiking that we was doing, so big up the people then.
So we climbed to the top of the middle mountain. This one just here. And it was a horrific experience. We got so far to the top, and then I was like, do you know what, guys, that's enough for me. I like the view, it's high enough, I don't need to go one step further. And then everyone was just like, we're not doing it without you, you've got to go. And they lied, basically they lied to me. They said it was just like, what you've done already is far worse than the bit you're about to do now. And it's only going to take you a few minutes, so I trusted them and I went. And it was horrible. It was like vertical climbing. But once you're kind of on it, there's no way down, so you've got to keep going to the top. In my mind as well, there wasn't even any point anyone talking to me about it. It wasn't up for discussion. It was just, that is it, I am done. I like the view, I'm high enough. I just had a word from Nee, and he was like, why would you go this far and not the rest of the way? Why would you do 95%? And even I sat there then, I was like, listen, I am quite happy with 95%. 95% suits me. But then you just look at it, the option is sit there on the side of the mountain on your own for a couple of hours until they come back. Or make someone stay with you as well and ruin their experience, or just get up and do it. And I've got up and done it.
Knowing how good that felt to get to that top, to overcome that barrier. If you'd gone home and said to people, yeah, I went 95%, knowing what you know now, how would that make you feel?
It would be just like you've done half the journey. And the whole point of this whole expedition is to push the boundaries on everything. So it's made me decide I'm going to do the yoga thing on Tuesday as well. Last time I done it, I was a bit tentative, and I think I resisted it a lot. I didn't allow myself to go into it. So this time I'm just like, boom, here I am, take it on. So the 2 major achievements we've done with the waterfall and the mountain, it has opened the doors. Now I'm just, yeah, I can do that, so now I'm going to open the doors and push myself in other ways as well. It's 24 hours without cigarette as well. Boom.
There you go.
Hey little darling, what you doing tonight? Won't you put on your shoes? waiting outside.
Now in a place of infinite green, infinite blue, red water and pink sand. That's where we're at now. Have you imagined that there's such a place even in your dreams?
Something missing in this society, and we've forgotten about love. Let's go turn off all the street lights and see who's gonna wanna walk. Let's go pull down all the traffic signs and see who still gets in their car. And if we ripped off all the cable lines, how many people would still talk? We could go and take everyone out their houses and sit underneath the stars. What you doing tonight? Hey, little darling, what you think about that? We could move on like a rolling stone and paint the town black. I see you, you're a dreamer just like me. I can tell by the way that you react to what I show you now. Imagine if for only one night, if we could change it all for one night. Let's go turn off all the street lights and see who's gonna wanna walk. Let's go pull down all the traffic signs and see who still gets in their car.
We left Wahari's home, and then we came up one of the tributaries. The waters of this beautiful reddy, orange, brown color. It's like you're sailing your boat and swimming through tea. It's incredible. We had a bit of drama because the boat broke down, but we turned it into a little rave. Snuff pulled out some jungle.
Jungle in the jungle. Shout out Kemet Records.
They put us back a little bit, so we had to stop off and camp halfway up the river. And then the next day, the trek got intense. So we did 3 hours to our base camp, which we would have done the day before. 3 hours to our base camp, and then we chilled out in the waterfall. Yeah, just good time, man. Just chilling and relaxing, jumping off the rocks.
When you're relatively strong and confident, it's easy for you to tell people like to release the fear and, you know, overcome their obstacle, and you still have to find ways in which to challenge yourself. And that was probably the scariest thing I've done. My face is swollen from the way I hit the water. But I did it more, I guess, in reverence to Louise. And even Marwa and Sharifa, everyone but Louise. It was a big thing what she did yesterday.
We can't conquer our fear. Why should we expect other people to do it? So that was me conquering my fear.
The sun became really intense, and we went another 2 hours up this mountain to this lake, which is really, really sacred. It's the place where the Paro ancestors come when you pass away. The souls of the ancestors go deep into the water, and it's seen as a portal to the next life. And we swam in there, again, really, really blessed to be able to swim in there. The hike was crazy because the sun was burning and a lot of us were struggling and having already walked 3 hours. But we did it, we pushed through. This whole trip has been about overcoming these obstacles. One of which is these flies, which keep going in my eyes and my ears. It's worth it though, it's all worth it. Because I've never seen anything like this before in my life, and I doubt that I will again. So yeah, next step, we're heading back to Rufino's community. Some more intense trekking and boat riding, and we'll be back. Bless.
see. Now's the time to wash away my sin. I can't see what's lying underneath. There's no way to know what's down below, except to dive right in. Release the fear, release the fear. See it clearly, jump right in. All I hear is there's nothing to fear, but beneath the surface it's not so clear. Keep my eyes fixed onto the horizon.
Better than Centre Parks.
Without a sound, my feet still stop right on the ground. Everyone says, why don't you dive right in? Release the fear, release your fear. See things clearly, jump right in. Release the fear, release the fear. See it clearly, jump right in.
Had a mad few days. After coming back from the Sacred Lake, we had to do a 5-hour trek, followed by a long boat route. We had some drama with the boat as well. Managed to break down. Pause that.
Natty!
Okay, so what's happened?
I love you. I told them. I love you. Yeah. I do, man.
We were just calling you and saying, we're like, Natty!
Yes!
Natty, I said you were eating rice and rice just fell from you.
I just shouted Natty's name out.
I know.
And he just turned around the corner and he's here to rescue us. I give thanks on an eternal level for what this guy is able to do. Thank you very much, Jesus. Jah Rastafari and Buddha and everyone else.
We ran out of petrol. Like
No
2
petrol.
hours ago.
About 2 hours ago.
Have you guys been back at the camp? Oh.
Waiting there for the last hour.
And then it was just
We've
like,
been without power for about an hour.
Like,
right?
but
And then we heard a shout.
yes, it was us.
What, you've been waiting, you've been chilling?
That whole time. Yeah.
You heard me shout?
Alfonso,
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
yo creo que nosotros te vamos a esperar aquí todos para que tú puedas ir mandado a buscar gasolina. Porque si vas con peso se va a acabar.
Sound like a hey, it sound like a help.
¿Cómo tú
And
piensas?
she's like, what? And I was like, yeah, help.
Wow, good. It's been 2 hours.
Oh, we just back
How you doing, mate?
We haven't had a good. We've been sitting up there, eaten by mosquitoes.
The other boat had a little wildlife safari. Managed to see a puma. We saw some dolphins and some giant otters, but I think the puma took the prize for best wildlife. We've been back in the community for a few days. Spent some time with the people there.
This is what happens when you don't take care of yourself in the jungle and scratch your mosquito bites with dirty jungle nails. So they're all infected. She's got heavy water retention. The lovely ladies are trying to like resuscitate her leg. Look at those. What are they? What are those?
Now I have no ankles.
Sharifa, advice for people who do this in the future?
Listen.
Wait, bring mittens.
No, listen when you're told. Listen when you're told. It's that simple.
I was listening. They're just really itchy.
The shaman's mum said to Sharifa, let me see your legs. And then Sharifa showed him. And then she just tapped me on my legs as if to say to me as well, like she knew. Got some bark from over there and 2 bits of wood and just started burning with your legs underneath, like the wood underneath your legs. With so the smoke comes up.
Like a plant medicine.
And it smells like, it smelt like there was incense in it. But apparently it's just the inner workings of the tree that smells like that.
How do you feel now?
Better. I can move my toes are actually moving, my ankles are moving more than before. Like it's still a bit tight, but it feels like I've got my toe movement back.
No real need to zoom in on the fat feet though, is there?
We walked with Rufino, who showed us about some of the herbs and how to make the yopo, which was really enlightening, talking about incredible knowledge, studied since he was 5 years old, to become the master that he is.
Caraña.
Caraña.
Caraña. Caraña tree.
It's the same as my leg? See? Yeah. Oh, that was nice.
It's a similar a Palo Santo.
See the thing about last night?
Yeah, the caraña. When stay in the street, the fusion medicine is not ready. It's ready when the shaman take and chant. Rufino have different caraña, different balls for different use.
So this is the main medicine, and it has different types.
Chants.
Different chants.
Different chants, and different chants.
And he uses it.
Using different.
Right. It's not different trees. Same tree.
No, same tree.
Same tree.
Same tree.
Different
Different
chants.
chants.
Different illnesses.
Yeah.
Different problems.
Yeah.
Solutions.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is like alchemy. So he takes the chants that he's doing. After he's finished chanting for the yopo ceremony, and then he blows into the water bottle. And in this bottle, you can use for many illnesses.
In the ceremony of yopo, it's different chants for the season.
So depending upon the season, will dependent upon the chants to fix the problems for this time.
I've come here as an introduction to acclimatise myself with the natural world. You know, I feel like I've been born in a kind of a plantation, a concrete like environment where we've all been indoctrinated through so many different kinds of systems of control. So to come here and just recognise the jungle lore and this lore of nature and how there is a lot of harm. It's not as vicious as people make out. You know, it's nothing to be. It's like what we're calling it, the release the fear thing. You know, this is like really being in the womb. We're being nurtured here, and when you understand the knowledge of the shaman and see that they can find all of the remedies for ailments through the herbs and the plants and the barks and the roots and the vines and you know, the different concoctions and basic alchemy that's going on. You know, and that understanding and that long, deep-rooted tradition is great and inspirational to see that being practiced, because I feel like it's been something in my own heritage, and I believe it to be, you know, everybody's heritage really. It's nice to see it's still going on from a root, and there's a lot to learn from this. My knowledge is very rudimental. You know, I'm just studying through a keen interest, just because I know that I want to be mindful of my mind, body, and spirit.
We've ended the trip now with a final healing ceremony, which was incredible, man. A lot more of us participated. Everyone's come out feeling fresh and ready to take what we've learned back with us to London. Bye-bye. Adiwa. Bye-bye. Mama. Adiwa.
Hello.
Oh, I was gonna leave it, but I was gonna leave it behind, you know.
I felt after Grenfell, I needed to be away from the area. The fact that I see Grenfell every single day, like as soon as I come out my house, I see the tower. And you know, even though you might try and like get on with your life, it's still there, it's still physically present. I wanted time away from the area, but at the same time, I didn't just want to go to a beach and just go chill, because I knew my mind would still be overactive. With this, it allowed me the time to strengthen my mind, body and spirit. The jungle just disciplines you. If you're not focusing, if your mind's not present, it'll kick you. I found it really hard, but I kept going. That itself was a real beautiful achievement, because after every hardship, there was always something beautiful to come to greet us, and I think that was a really nice treat. It was a big reflection on just the overall reality of my life, how I can reflect everything back into other areas of my life and use that strength to grow more wholly as a person. I know I've got a lot of growing to do in many areas, but I'm glad all the highlights have come to light for me, and I hope I can proactively work on growing.
Once upon a time I was a child, waiting for my voice to break. Now my voice is broken, and I find myself with a choice to make. Do I want to make a man's mistakes, or do I want to make a boy's mistakes? I've read a lot about the growth of boys, not as much about the growth of men. On my journey as a son, as a brother, I'm learning more about both of them. My sisters, you will enjoy the fruits of your labor. I pray God looks upon your youth in good favor. Set them free and have faith, they'll come home. Yeah, they'll come home, having learned to embrace the unknown. There's too much that we can't control to move through life without heart and soul. Your purpose is too big to let the small stuff interfere. Just let go and you'll have nothing to fear.
Nos dedicamos en el Amazonas a hacer viajes, expediciones a la selva, visitar comunidades indígenas, hacer trabajos de aventura. También estamos trabajando ahorita lo que tiene que ver con la sanación espiritual, ¿verdad? de las personas a través de la medicina indígena, con, bueno, el maestro Rufino Ponares. Y bueno, este año recibimos a un grupo de amigos de Londres que, bueno, su guía, su tour leader era el de Rastaman Nati. Y bueno, fue una experiencia exitosa, agradable, y bueno, agradecido por visitar nuestro país, por visitar Venezuela. Parte de la idea de los viajes que queremos hacer es que, bueno, nosotros podamos unificarnos, ¿no? Unificarnos independientemente de donde vivamos. Somos un solo pueblo en el mundo, tenemos las mismas necesidades y, bueno, el turismo es una de las formas de encontrarnos y de traspasar nuestras fronteras.
I wanted the people to learn here from the mindfulness of the Pura people and how a lot of the people of the earth move with a certain mindfulness that we forget and we don't move with due to our consciousness of self that gets exaggerated in our day-to-day existence in a Western environment. So more mindfulness and reducing the fear. That's a big part of my journey and what I'm trying to put forward in the work that we're doing here, music back home. Mindfulness, awareness, love on instinct as opposed to a reaction, and fear, and how we conquer them, and how we deal with it, and how we negotiate the roads. So it's liberty, Iron Man Beelan. We're on a journey of liberty, both here in the Amazon and just in life generally.
You've got to think about how you're going to choose to spend your time on this planet, accepting a reality or creating a reality. You know, if I got to make a choice in life between if ever it's going to go good or go bad, not I dive in on the guy who said I'm going to stand on the side and not go in. I'd rather be the guy who dived in, man. Than you.
There's going to be a shopping out there.
Dale, dale.
¿Dónde?
Antes de la línea ahí.
Yeah.
That's not what you think it was. It's not what you think it was.